Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Thanks for watching. Thanks for subscribing. Today we are here with week number 42 of the hashtag 52 projects. Hashtag 52 projects are just simple projects that I find weekly for you on Instagram, YouTube, Pinterest, Google. Sometimes I'll make them up, what have you. These are just great craft fair items as well as great quick projects to get your crafty mojo flowing. Or if you're like on a trip, these are super quick and easy. Most of them are under 20 minutes. A few of them are a little bit longer, but from start to finish, including matting. So this week, this one is a little bit labor intensive. However, it is so worth it. Look at how cute. So cute. It's a hand sanitizer shadow box. Now, the tutorial that I watched was Mariann Curtis, who is Stamp Around the Corner. She is a Stampin' Up! Demonstrator in Georgia. She called it her Peaceful Poppy Shadow Box. She says she got it from someone else, but her tutorial is the one that I watched, so that's why I'm giving her credit. But shout out to whoever originally came up with it. Whoop, whoop. So cute. It looks like an old school cassette tape. That's why I love it. You can easily decorate it, something small, tie a little ribbon around it, what have you. Charge $5 for it. Good to go. And you can put it in any design. This one I'm using Echo Park Celebrate Christmas by Lori Whitlock. And then the one I was going to show on camera, this is Doodlebug's Christmas Town, but it was a little hard to see the measurements on such an active paper. So I'm going to show you guys on white paper and then we'll put the other one together. Make sense? Okay. 2 sheets of paper you're going to need for the insert. So for this part, you're going to need 8 by 9 3/8. Make it sturdy. Make it a cardstock, a heavy paper, but it needs to be sturdy. Okay. You don't want to use your thick, like 110 pound, because that's just going to be too much to fold and everything like that. So your 65 pound weight will be good, but you do want to use a nice sturdy cardstock for the base. Okay. And for the top, you need a piece that is 5 3/4 by 6 for the top portion. Okay. So for us right now, we are going to work on the top portion because as you can see, it has the crazy lady score marks, the 1/16 of an inch. So we need to use our paper trimmer for that. We did do our other box that had the 16th inch mark, so we should be okay if you've been following. But for this one, we're going to score at 2 9/16 on the 6-inch side. Now, I've had to do this video a couple times because my dogs and whatnot, so mine's already scored, but I'll still show you. Okay, so we're going to go 2 9/16. 9/16, 2 9/16 is the small tick mark after the 2.5. Okay, I'll put it up in the camera so you can see it in just a second. If you have the scoreboard like I have, it's actually 6.5 centimeters. So if you have a centimeters one on top, yours is going to be super easy. You're just going to go 6.5 and boom, like that, centimeters. But if you don't have centimeters, it is the short tick mark after the 2.5. So let me pull this up, let it focus a little bit. And okay, so here's my 2.5, right? It's this tick mark right here where my pen is on top of. See that? The short one right here. That is 2 9/16. So 2.5, one baby tick mark over is 2 9/16. Got it? Right there. Baby tick mark. Okay. So put your 6-inch side in your paper trimmer and you're going to score at 2 9/16. You're going to score and not cut. 2 9/16. Okay. Now you're going to, so right now I have my finger on the left hand side. I'm going to make my right hand side, rotate it over to the left hand side and do the same score mark. So 2 9/16 we're scoring. Okay. Right. That's it. Now we're going to rotate onto the short side and we're going to score at 7/8 and we're going to score at 4 7/8. Okay. You could use your scoreboard for this too. So 7/8 and 4 7/8. Okay, I'm not sure if you heard those measurements because Pennington decided he needed attention. So on the short side is 7/8 and 4 7/8. Okay, so you can kind of see it looks like that. I'll quickly fold these so you can see. Make sure you use your score and not your cutter like I did, but it's fine. There we go. Okay, so we're good with our paper trimmer. We're going to put that away. And we're going to put this piece to the side, okay? We're not going to worry about it right now because we need to do the labor-intensive part. Okay, pull in your scoreboard. This one you do want your scoreboard for. It's just easier, and the measurements aren't crazy lady measurements, okay? So, on all 4 sides, we are going to do the same score lines. We're going to go at a half, 1 3/8, 1 7/8, 2 3/4. A half, 1 3/8, 1 7/8, 2 3/4. We're going to rotate it and do the same thing. Half, 1 3/8, 1 7/8, 2 3/4. Okay, rotate it. Same thing. Half, 1 3/8, 1 7/8, 2 3/4. Rotate it. Same exact. Half, 1 3/8, 1 7/8, 2 3/4. People ask me all the time why I score with my pinky out. I don't know. It's just comfortable and it holds the paper. That's the best I can tell you. All right. On the short side, so make sure you end up with your 8-inch side on top. If not, rotate your paper to where the 8-inch side is on top. Okay. Now we're going to score down to the second score line only. So here's our second score line. This is our stop. And we're going to score at 3 1/4 and 4 3/4. Okay, I'm going to get a pen. So 3 1/4 only to our second score line. Stop right there. And 4 3/4. We're going to stop right there. Okay. Now we're going to rotate our paper so that way this is the bottom and we have the other short side at the top. Okay. We're going to do the same thing. 4 3/4. No, I'm lying to you. 4 3/4. 4 3/4 and 3 1/4. Okay. I know I said it backwards, but I got excited. 3 1/4, 4 3/4. 3 1/4, 4 3/4. Okay. Now so you should have something that looks like this. Okay. Now we're going to put the long side at the top. And now the long side, the 4th score line is going to be our stop. Okay. So 1, 2, 3, 4. You're going to stop right there. And you're going to score 2 1/4. So 2 1/4 down to that 4th score mark and stop. And 7 1/8. Okay. Let me get a pen. 2 1/4 and 7 1/8. Stop at that score mark. Okay. We're going to rotate it to make this the bottom. So the other long side is at the top right now. Same thing. 2 1/4 to that 4th score line. 2 1/4 and 7 1/8, 2 1/4, to 7 1/8. Okay, we're done with our scoreboard. You can put it away. Okay, so now we have this. Okay, so put your 8-inch side at top, so the short side on the top. And what we need to do is we need to do a lot of cutting. Okay, so we're going to start from the bottom left, this score mark that we put in pen, the little short one. Okay, we need to diagonal cut this box here. Okay, so on 1, 2, 3, the third box from the bottom, you're just going to diagonal cut like so. Okay, now we need to keep this little tab here, and we need to keep this little tab there, but everything else needs to get cut off. Okay, so we're going to cut and cut. So all of these boxes are go, all of these boxes are going to go, all of these, 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 all of these. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and cut that. Okay, so I like to start down here, cut straight up, cut the diagonal, cut straight up, and go. Okay, like so. Okay, if you like to do it the opposite way, you're going to come in, cut. I can't do it that way. You're just going to cut out that shape the best way you know how. Okay, I'm going to clean mine up just a little bit. Okay, now these two little tabs that we wrote keep on, that's the only tab I need to keep. So I'm going to go ahead and cut these 3 boxes off and cut these 3 boxes off. Okay, so we're going to cut all of these. And we're going to keep that little tab. We're going to keep the little tab and cut those boxes off. Okay, there we go. Now for the little tab, we do need to make it a tab, so just cut right there. However you get this shape is how you get this shape, whichever way you have to cut it. This is just what was easy for me to understand. Okay, so we have those little tabby things there. I'm trying to show you as best as I can because when I cut it, I just do it super fast. So I'm trying to do it slow. Okay, so again, we're going to start at the bottom. We're going to diagonal cut, cut, cut all these off, cut all this off. So this is the way that I would actually do it by myself. I would just cut up, diagonal, cut all the way up. That's how I would do it. But I'm going to show you guys slow again. Okay, so diagonal. This is the keep. Okay. As long as you keep, well, honestly, if you forget to keep that tab, it's not going to be a big deal, because we didn't keep that tab when we did the picture, the shadow box on week 2. So if you forget to keep this little tab, I don't think it's gonna make or break you. It's just cool at the end. I like the look. It made it a little bit sleeker, a little bit easier. But if you forget and cut it off, it's not the end of the world. Don't waste your paper. Okay, yeah, Dixie was just chewing up a chapstick that I bought to do the next project. And yeah, anyway, okay. So we're good. We have our 4 tabs cut like this. Now we just need to go ahead and miter our corners. So you're just going to take a little slanted chunk out of all the little tabs right here. Like so. Okay. Right. So it looks like that. Okay. That just takes out some of the bulk and whatnot. So now we're going to go ahead and we're going to flip it over. So whatever your top paper is, put that on the, flip it over. You're going to use your score tape. And we're going to put score tape on all 4 sides. I'm using the 3/8 of an inch score tape because it's my favorite. And it just makes that perfect coverage, I think. You can do your 1/4 inch score tape if you want. This I would not recommend using wet glue because it's just going to take forever and you're going to get frustrated. So don't use your wet glue. Okay. And we also need to put score tape on the tabs. Okay. We need score tape on the tabs too. You know, I really like the pause button because, yeah, of course somebody came to my door and, the whole 9. Anyway, all right, so score tape on the tabs as well. I know you can tear it, but I don't want any overhang on the tabs. So I'm going to cut it. Or if you have one of the little things that give you the perfect edge or whatever, you can do that. But, I mean, I could use the thing I had on my desk, which is easier. Okay, so there you go. Now, you want to make sure you varnish that glue on there, or that tape, I should say. Make sure it has a good adhesion. Now you're going to flip it over, and you're going to put some score tape on the diagonals. I'm going to use my 1/4 inch score tape on the diagonals, only because they're smaller and thinner. So we definitely want to do that. So this would be on the top. You're just going to put the score tape on this 1, 2, 3, the 3rd rectangle right here on this little score, or on the diagonal, excuse me. See that? Excuse me. It's just a little tiny piece. So there. Just a tiny, tiny piece. And of course I'm getting all the white so you can't even see it. There we go. Oops. So right there. And right there. It's okay if it goes over a little bit. I mean, it can't be helped, so. Okay. So now we're going to do the bigger sections first. What you're going to do is fold up on that first score line. Actually, you know what? We're going to go ahead and varnish all of those score lines. Let's go ahead and varnish. Let's varnish all of the score lines while we're here. Make sure, I think I missed this one. You can always varnish before you get to this part, but I rarely varnish first. Sometimes it's harder to varnish after you made all the cuts, but I don't know. That's just what I do. And varnish and varnish and varnish. Move that scrap out of there. Varnish. Okay, and varnish. And, oh no. Varnish. I almost just made a whole new score line there. Varnish. And varnish. Okay, now we're good. So now we're back to this side here. So now you're going to put your you know, whatever you want the inside of the box to be here. And we're going to take the score tape off. Okay. So we're just going to fold up on this first score line, and then we're going to fold on the the third score mark. So that way you can have this box shape like so. I think I did mine a little crooked. I went a little too fast there, but that's okay. You'll get the point. Okay. So we're going to do the same to the other side. Fold up on the first. And just make your box. So you could do it the lay flat way, which was like this, or you can do it the harder way, which you put it all together and you try to smash it like that. But I'm all about doing it the easy way. Okay, just make sure it's straight. Mine's a little crooked, but that's okay. Oh no, here we go. I'm good. I could probably peel it up. Okay. That was just gonna bother me, even though this is the one that I'm literally going to throw away. All right, so line it up straight and then press it down. There we go. Okay, so I'm gonna work with the bottom. I always go bottom to top. I don't know why, but that's just what I do. Take the little pieces off the tab. So this is where I was saying, if you accidentally cut off these tabs, it's not a huge deal, because when we did the other one, we didn't have tabs. I just like the tabs because they're giving a little bit more security. So I took off my diagonal score tape as well. So now all you want to do is push the bottom up into that tab and make sure it is straight. This gives you such a clean, ungapped edge. You do the same thing right here. Okay, look at how clean that is. Because I just wanted to show you that on the picture frame we did, see how sometimes you got that gap if you weren't precise? That tab cuts out, the tab cuts out this gap in the picture frame. So that's why I said I like the tab. All right, so I already took the tape off the diagonal, and now I'm taking the tape off of the little tab here, and you're just gonna push it down, and you're just gonna make it into the other arm. So just push it in there. Make sure you grabbed it. Make sure you varnish the back and get that in there. And then same thing. We're going to take off the backing off the tab. We're going to take the backing off of the diagonals. I mean, you could leave your backing on and do each step. I just prefer to take it all off at the same time. It's your preference. Push the tab in, line it up, push the tab in, whoa, line it up. This is where you'll see if you cut nicely. All right, fold over, glue the tabs, and glue the tab. Okay, there we go, done. I'm going to show you again on the blue one that I'm actually going to make. So I'm going to burnish. Okay, so all I did was put the tape on off camera because you guys got the point of the tape. So I'm going to go ahead and make my box corners this side. Here's one. I'm going to fold this in and do my arm there. I'm going to go ahead and take off the pieces for the flaps and the diagonal. So obviously yours is going to take less than 25 minutes. I just really want you to see this again. We are going to line up the corners and line up the corners. We're going to pull it around front. I did not varnish very well, so it's kind of fighting me. That's okay. And then we're going to go in and do this. Okay, make sure that that bottom piece caught the adhesive, and then the same thing, boom, boom. Take all my tape backings off because I'm a rebel. And put it here and here. Oops, I went over a little bit. You don't want to do that. Make sure you varnish those tabs nicely. Peel this off, bring it around town. And here we go. Tuck it in. Okay, and just make sure your tape adhered. Now this inside is a little smaller than your hand sanitizer, so it's a snug fit. So when you put it in, it is going to manipulate your paper, but that's okay. You see, it was fine. Okay. All right. Now we need to bring our other piece of paper in that we did the score marks, the crazy score marks, the 2 9/16 paper. And what we need to do is go ahead and we're just going to cut out this entire tab, the whole thing. Okay. That's all the cutting you need to do on this page. So we're going to cut up, and cut out. That's it. Cut up, and cut out. So you got like this funky H looking thing. That's it, okay? So now what we're gonna do, you're gonna determine which is gonna be your top piece. So my flap to the right is gonna be the top. And for a paper like this, it didn't matter, but like for my Santa paper, it mattered because I got a full Santa on this side, but I only got half Santas on that one. So, you know, it honestly is not going to matter. You're going to put your score tape on these tabs. If you're using 1/4 of an inch and you don't want to do the full tab, just make sure you get it close to the score line. This one, I guess you could use wet glue on if you really wanted to. This one's not going to take you but a minute. Okay, there we go. So now what you're going to do is you're going to put the, well, what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and take my score tape off. Just because for me it's easier than to try to peel the backings off. For you, it might be easier to keep your score tape on. I don't know. You're going to put your insert in. You're going to fold the tab down that does not have the score tape on it. That's very important. You want to make sure you don't seal your box. You don't seal the sticky part onto your box. Which if you laid your score tape right, you won't do it. Okay. So I might have said that backwards. The part that has the score tape, lay it down, and then put the part that does not have your score tape there. So that way it fits snugly and you know you got it right. And now if you want the little finger pulls, all you need to do is take your 1/2 inch or 3/4 inch circle, punch, and punch a little hole. I will show you. Okay, so just pinch your two pieces together. You know, just eyeball the center. You're going to cut out as much, you know, half a circle, or I do a little less than half a circle. There you go. That's your project. And now, like I said, you can put a little scene on there, put it in a clear bag. with a little to from tag on it. Great craft fair, great stocking stuffer, super cute. All right, guys, I hope you enjoyed this project. Definitely show some love at Stamp Around the Corner. Thanks for watching, guys. Bye.